Hey guys! So today we're going to be sewing our elastic and ribbons onto our pointe shoes. So the other day I just got a new pair of pointe shoes and here they are. They're so pretty, aren't they? Anyway, so now I need to sew my ribbons on. What you're going to need is your 2 pointe shoes, of course, and then your elastic and your pointe shoe ribbons. And then you'll need pins, straight pins, so you can pin the elastic and ribbons on, a needle to sew with, and some thread, which this is a stitch kit. You can get it at a lot of dance stores, and the thread's just a little bit thicker, so it's a little more heavy duty and will stay on better when you're dancing. So that's what you need, and I guess let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is get your pointe shoe ribbons and elastic ready. A lot of times when you buy your ribbons and elastic, they're going to come like this, where it's just one big piece. So, I mean, obviously you need 2 elastics and 2 pairs of ribbons, so you can have 1 for each shoe. So, first just figure out the middle and cut it. So you'll do that with your elastic and then with your ribbon as well. So, just unwrap this and cut it in the middle. And your ribbon you'll probably have to cut again after you sew them on because one side's always going to be a little bit longer than the other. So you can tie them correctly, but we'll get to that later. So find the middle and cut carefully right there. Just like that. And so now you have 2 pieces of ribbon. Oh, actually, you'll need to cut these again because you need 4 ribbons total. You need 2 pairs, so 4 ribbons total. So just fold these in half again and cut to get 4. Now the edges will probably be fraying a bit, but we can take care of that. You can use fray check and put that on the ends, or sometimes clear nail polish works. That'll help it keep from fraying even more. Okay, so that's step 1. Now let's go to step 2. So step 2 is figuring out where we're going to pin on our ribbons so we can sew them. So what you want to do is take your pointe shoe and then fold up the heel from the very edge of the shank. Fold it up like this, just straight up. And then see where these creases are? That's going to be where you want to pin your ribbons. So then take one of your ribbons and make sure the matte side is out. It's because your ribbons are going to have 2 different sides. One's going to be shiny and satiny, and the other side's going to be textured. And that's the textured side is the side that you're going to want out. So then fold the edge under a couple times. That'll just help it not unravel. And then pin it right into that crease. Right there. That's right where you're going to pin it. And you can pin it so it just goes straight up from the shoe, because since this ribbon will go side to side just a little bit, you can pin it straight up and it'll be fine. So after you've done that, it's going to end up looking like this. You have both ribbons pinned on, and it's right there in the crease, in that crease when you fold up the heel. Okay. So then after that you can try it on, and it might need a little bit of adjusting, but it's probably good. And so from there you can sew them on. The third step is figuring out where you're going to pin on your elastic. I always like to pin on all of my elastic and all of my ribbons before I sew anything, and then just sew it all at once. So for your elastic, you're going to look at the back, the heel of your shoe, and right where that seam is, you want to pin your elastic about a thumb width away from the seam. So you're going to put it about right there. So take your elastic and put it a thumb width apart, a thumb width away from that back seam. And then you want to tilt it to about like a 45-degree angle. And pin it in and see if that works with your ankle. Put your shoe on and see if that works with your ankle. And then if it does, then you can wrap the elastic over to the other side and pin that side in about where it should fit. And it might take, since you can't pin on the elastic while you still have your foot in the shoe, you just might have to guess a little bit and then make a couple of adjustments. But then after you've done that, you should end up with 2 ribbons and elastic pinned in. So you can see it's about a thumb width away from the back seam right there. And it's at about a 45-degree angle. And then you have your ribbons that come straight up. And then you can try on your pointe shoes again and make sure that it does work and that the elastic's comfortable, it's not too tight and it's not too loose, and that the ribbons are going to work. And then if everything's good, then you can sew them. Alright, so after we've finished sewing on our elastic and our ribbons, we now have our new pair of pointe shoes all ready to go. And this is my finished product. See? It's very pretty, and you always want to try to sew it so the stitches are almost hidden right under that seam with the elastic. And then actually there's one more thing you're going to want to do. You're going to want to cut your ribbons, because these ribbons are going to be a lot longer than you need them. So the ends you're going to just want to cut off so you don't have to deal with them. So what you want to do is you're going to want to put your shoe on and tie it, and then make a little bit of a mark with like a pin or something on the ribbon about leaving as much as you want so you still have enough to tie it, and then tuck back in. And then untie your shoes and then put them on and tie them again, just to make sure that the length is right. And if the length is right, you might need a little bit of adjusting, maybe a little more or a little less. And then once it's right, you can cut off the extra ribbon that's left. And after you've done that, there should be a little bit of a difference in the length of the ribbons. See, like on the one I did here, your inside ribbon is going to be just a little bit longer than your outside ribbon because it has to wrap around more. And then after that, you can finish off these ends with fray check or clear nail polish or something so they don't unravel. And then you're done and you have your new pair of pointe shoes. So I hope it goes well and enjoy your new pointe shoes. See you next time.